no! I'm sorry I took so long. I think I finally found the answer from studying the myths. When this world was made, Dialga and Palkia appeared. Apparently there was one more Pokemon that appeared at the same time. A Pokemon with as much power as Dialga and Palkia. But also one whose name was never to be spoken. Giratina. It's said to lurk in another world. A world on the opposite side of ours. That's what the shadow was. It must have been Giratina. The pillars are distorting. It's because of that portal. It's joined us to the other world. If it's not closed, the distortion will spread to Sinnoh and beyond. Our world will be destroyed. Are you ready? We have to chase Cyrus. We have to hurry. This place. Can you feel it? There are no Pokemon here at all. Time isn't flowing and space isn't stable. A world where the rules are broken. A space one might call the Distortion world. Let's find Giratina. We needed to stop the spreading distortion at the Spear Pillar. That was Giratina. We have to hurry. If something's not done, the distortion will swallow not only our world, it will overwhelm the Distortion world. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, we fought our way through the grunts and admins that stood between us and Cyrus on the Spear Pillar. This time, we find ourselves in an alternate dimension. Let's give chase after Cyrus and Giratina. The Distortion world. There are all kinds of disconnected land masses that'll react to your weight if you step on these indentations. Will we get to see Giratina if we keep going down? In the Distortion world, are we really traveling downward? It's kind of creepy to think that we could just as easily be moving to the side or possibly be upside down right now, but just from our point of view, this is what gravity appears to be doing. It's not too unlike our own universe, actually. I've heard the argument before that perhaps north is not the true direction of up in the universe, and that even though it is the direction of magnetism in our world, and yeah, even though it might appear to be up in our solar system and indeed galaxy could be facing any number of directions when compared to other solar systems and galaxies. It's just kind of a topic I've always found a little bit interesting and a bit thought-provoking about just the general scale of space. And seeing it presented here, well, yeah, a lot of things don't really make a lot of sense, but it's very mind-warpy. Just this really tranquil music together with that spiraling down there, it's really weird. Speaking of weirdness, I am having a lot of trouble. Yes, I am having a lot of trouble moving. I'm not gonna complain about this. It rightfully should be a little bit awkward to move around, but yeah, just try out every direction, see if you can get it down. Cynthia seems to be an expert at walking on these walls already because she's just that cool. The legend of Giratina has been all but forgotten, but to a few. The legend told of a world on the other side of ours, this world. Why does this world exist? Why is Giratina here all alone? There's so much that can't be explained, but we have things to do. Let's split up. We have to find the right way. She says this, but she's just gonna stand perfectly still. Either Cynthia is so awesome that she can accomplish things by doing that, or... You know, no. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I could believe standing still being a very effective method of movement within this universe. So we just gotta move across these platforms, get them to take us wherever they're gonna go. Just wanna try out all the different possibilities. We can go down right here. I think I don't want to take this one right there. I think that's a red herring, yeah. This place is a bit of a maze, so be forewarned. It is possible to get lost and just kind of not really know where you've been and where you're going, because a lot of these platforms really do look the same. What Cynthia was saying back there, though, is true. You'd expect there to be wild Pokemon, all kinds of weird Pokemon, or possibly high-level stuff around here, maybe even extraterrestrial Pokemon. There's nothing of the sort. There are no wild Pokemon whatsoever. You don't have to worry about using repels or anything. It's just eerily quiet and barren. The shadowy Pokemon isn't here. It abandoned me here, then disappeared somewhere farther down. Was it content merely to interfere with my plan? Incidentally, do you understand the concept of genes? If it's true, you've impressed me. Genes can be considered the blueprints of all life forms. That includes humans and Pokémon alike. Genes are contained in a DNA strand. A DNA strand consists of two chains of opposing characteristics in a spiral. If one of those chains were to be broken, the other could replicate it. One or the other cannot exist without its opposite. Do you understand where I am going with this? This is a bizarre world. Time doesn't flow. Space isn't stable. Only that shadowy Pokémon lives here. This world is the opposite of our world. Our world I wish to change. It is like the two chains composing a strand of DNA. The two worlds must be balancing each other to remain in existence. Without one, the other cannot exist. The shadowy Pokémon must play a role in keeping the worlds in balance. That is why it must have interfered and brought me here. The shadowy Pokémon must have made this bizarre world. That's why trying to change our world disturbed it and made it reveal itself. But that is all irrelevant. What matters is defeating that Pokémon and making this world disappear. I won't allow it to interfere with me again. With it gone, neither world will be able to revert to its original state. Seems to me like he's just as lost in here as we are. And speaking of being lost, they are changing the rules on us. These platforms that have the holes in them, they disappear when you get close to them. What you are having to do is not go where there are walkways, but instead go to areas where it looks like you can't move forward because there are no platforms there, and walkways will appear for you. I'm explaining it in a way that's way more complicated than it is. It's really not that hard, and I much prefer it to that maze of moving platforms, because I've gotten lost in there for a long time before. Like, that has taken me like 20 minutes to weed out all the red herrings and get my bearings straight on where I've been and where I haven't been just because everything looks the same. I like this a lot more. We've gone down quite a ways, but one thing I don't like is these vines. They look so creepy. They look like sharp razors on each side. I would not want to go near those in real life. They just look like something that would really hurt to touch. Yuxi is here to welcome us to the main mechanic of the Distortion world, and yep, that is exactly what you think it means. Of all the things that they could do with warped reality and alternate dimensions and walking on the ceiling and transitioning between walking on different walls and shifting gravity, they made this place a strength puzzle. Pretty much the lamest thing I could have ever imagined for them to do. Like, it's a shame because I don't dislike this area. I think it's really neat. It reminds me a lot of MC Escher paintings, and I'm sure there was inspiration drawn from it. It's very different from other things that we've seen in the Pokemon series. It does feel otherworldly. I remember a lot of people saying that they were hoping for like an isometric perspective or them doing interesting things with 3D camera angles in Diamond and Pearl, and they delivered. This is such a neat idea for a place, and if you want to go even deeper, if you want to see brilliant artistic interpretation of this area, I'm gonna once again recommend the Diamond and Pearl anime. Easily some of my favorite artistic interpretations of anything in the Pokemon series that's made an appearance in the anime are the Spear Pillar and the Distortion world. I know the Distortion world is called the Reverse world in the anime, and some might argue that it's not canon because it's only in a movie, but still, I like them just that much. It again just shows they really knew what they were doing with the Diamond and Pearl anime. And even in the direst of times, Mesprit manages to be super playful. Basically just telling us that we have to push this one down too. And yeah, I can't push this. I really do have to use strength every time I go between those two layers. I guess they count as separate areas, even though we haven't gone into a cave entrance or into a door. Man, I guess when they wanted a world that operated on different rules, they really weren't kidding. Let's go up? Okay. I thought that would take me down. Sorry if I seem like I'm a little bit lost, but this isn't exactly the easiest place to just immediately be able to tell where it is you are supposed to go. It's very strange. Speaking of which, aside from that Giratina, we now have these creepy vines materializing out of the ground wherever they feel like it, as if they weren't creepy enough on their own. And, you know, on that note, can I just say really quick, or not even really quick, I have a lot to say about this. The fact that Sinnoh gets called forgettable by so many people, And not only has it been so much better than I've remembered in going through it again, and a lot of you have been saying the same things, but I find that so strange when ghost stories and just haunted experiences and whatnot get so much attention in the Pokemon fandom. And look no further than Sinnoh if you want that sort of thing. It is chock full of it. This is what, like, 4th haunted area that we've had so far? We had the Chateau in Eterna Forest, which had all those ghost apparitions and whatnot. We had the Lost Tower, which was the resident graveyard in Sinnoh. We had the basement floor of Galactic HQ, and now we have this. Don't tell me that Sinnoh doesn't have memorable set pieces. Speaking of which, now we're walking on a wall. And now we're walking on a ceiling. And now we are surfing up a waterfall that is flowing upwards. Surfing down a waterfall that is flowing upwards? I don't know, like, this is stuff that I can't even describe. It's... Certainly never thought I'd be saying those words in a sentence like that. But seriously, across all of those things, there is something creepy for everyone. The Galactic HQ is my personal pick. And that delivers us where? The location of this last boulder. Azelf! I knew you were going to bob up before I even got here. I don't need to be told to move that. I know that your tails probably don't really have a lot of practical use in your life, considering just how weirdly shaped they are and just how whip-like they are, but you don't need to feel self-important about your appendages by just pointing out to me what I already know, okay? Well, that's all the boulders down there. So let's go down. I guess we need to push this over by where Mesprit is. So I guess they are being a little bit helpful in showing us where we need to push these. You can't just push them down any hole. Come on, there we go. Sorry, I just like Mesprit's cry a lot. I gotta have a little bit of brightness and sunshine in all of this, universe ending business. Yeah. That done, his elf is gone. And... oh! Well, I feel really silly for saying that I didn't need help on these boulders earlier. I pushed that first one down the wrong hole, didn't I? So that means I gotta come all the way back up here, push this with strength, and then head down there. Alright, Derpidius, you are truly the hero of this dire situation, considering there's no battling going on and all we needed to do was just use strength to move things around. So now that we have done that, didn't really mean to go up, but I suppose that I can mention right now that if you need to leave for any reason whatsoever, that portal at the start of the Distortion world will take you out. No, I am not backtracking all that way right now. I think I actually just screwed myself and I'm gonna have to walk all the way around, so cut incoming, but I just wanted to acknowledge that I did go back off screen and fight all the galactic grunts that we didn't fight earlier, and because of that, Vanity grew 1 level. I also tried to learn to track, but I said no. I guess the Pokemon of the Lakes must have gone home. I understand that they can keep balance against either Palkia or Dialga. Does that mean they can't do that with Giratina? Oops, this is no time for idle chit-chat. Let's continue on our way. Call it a trainer's intuition, but we're getting close. Let's go on. This is it. Giratina is up ahead. So you were already here. Why do you seek to change the world? If you hate our world, you should just go off somewhere alone. Find somewhere where you can live without seeing others. Why should I run and hide from the world and have to wait quietly? My aim is to rid our world of the vague and incomplete thing we call spirit. By freeing ourselves of that, our world can be made complete. That is my justice. No one can interfere. I won't lose. Not to that shadowy Pokémon, not in any worthless world. So begins our final battle against Cyrus. He starts off with Houndoom, level 45, Dark Fire type, Flash Fire for its ability, so it will gain Fire type move power if it is hit by a Fire type move itself. Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Will-O-Wisp, and Thunderfang. It's got some pretty nasty type coverage. I'm a little bit intimidated right here. It missed? Okay, I will gladly take that because I was worried about this fight. On one hand, it's got Flamethrower to deal with Bodhi, so I wouldn't want to use Earthquake against it. It's got Thunderfang for dealing with Vanity, so I wouldn't want to use that on it. I just kind of bit the bullet and decided to go with Vanity if only because it's my lowest level Pokemon. So therefore, it would be damaging the least to the team to lose it first. But yeah, that was a very lucky beginning. Of course, his items, which is going to use to heal off damage. I'm kind of glad we're getting them out of the way early in the fight. Sure, go ahead, burn me, whatever. You've just activated my Marvel Scale, and I don't even need my attack stat. I mean, yeah, my HP is going to drain a little bit each turn, but it's not like that's really going to hurt me all that much in the long run. I'm a tank. That goes up. Wow, almost half of a level right off the bat. This is a good start. For once, we actually have a good start against Cyrus. Gyarados. Supernova, it is your turn to shine. Please do not get frozen against it. Gyarados is level 46, Water Flying type. Intimidate for its ability with the moves Waterfall, Ice Fang, Earthquake, and Giga Impact. This is no pushover. Once again, pretty strong movesets actually, and if you are not well prepared with good type coverage of your own across your team, you're probably gonna have some trouble here. I did not foresee him going for the Waterfall. I thought he was actually gonna try to go for the Freeze. That can flinch me. Good thing it did not. And let's see if a Quad Weakness is enough for Supernova to actually one-shot something in its recent history. And it is not. At least I'll get a decent amount of HP back from the shell, though, thanks to how much that did. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack again. Hope that he doesn't flinch me. I think that's a 20% chance of happening. Stranger things have happened, definitely, but I think it is the best option that I've... God, I thought he critted there for just a moment because that did a little bit more than I thought it would. That's good. That is actually the two Pokemon that I was worried the most out of the way already. Let's get a little bit of our health back. And who knows, maybe we'll actually see a level up in this fight at some point. Honchkrow. Can't be a fight against Cyrus without that thing. Oh boy. Vanity, this is your fight. You've been doing really good against flying types lately. Let's freeze that thing. Honchkrow is level 47, Dark Flying type, Insomnia for its ability so it cannot sleep. Drill Peck, Night Slash, Heat Wave, and Psychic. I feel like a broken record, but once again, pretty nice type coverage that he's got on this Honchkrow. For there being no battles in the Distortion world, and presumably I doubt he was really fighting all that many wild Pokemon on the way up to the Spear Pillar, his team has gotten a lot tougher, in addition to getting new members and whatnot. I outspeed this thing, so I don't need to worry at all about him attacking me first. He has no priority moves, so there that goes. And that's another one down. Who's coming out next? Our level up is what's coming out next. Level 42 on Vanity. Man, I'm so proud of you. Just fighting stuff under level, doing a good job. I like it. I like it a lot. Weavile. Scythe, this is your fight. Weavile is level 48, Dark Ice type, pressure for its ability, holding a Citrus Berry, with the moves Night Slash, Ice Punch, X Scissor, and Fake Out. I didn't even need to say it, you know the drill. Vacuum Wave is why I opted to go with this. He also has Fake Out, so lucky for me, I'll get that Steadfast boost. I was really counting on him using Fake Out on the first turn, and I got it. So possibly I might be able to do a Gallade Sweep right here. Let's do Vacuum Wave, let's see how much it does. I probably should have done Leaf Blade first and then followed up with a Vacuum Wave because I'm not confident in this knocking him out. No, it didn't. That Ice Punch that I've learned to dread so much. Let's do Leaf Blade. And that speed up wasn't enough to make me actually outspeed it. I knew Weavile was fast, but... Oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Okay. Acrobat, you have X Scissor. But I don't know if you can outspeed it. Let's go for it. Let's see. This is going to decide a lot of how this fight goes. It outspeeds it, despite being 4 levels under. And it just... Oh, no! Come on, Acrobat. Come on, Acrobat. You've been surprisingly bulky lately against various things. If you can survive this Night Slash... Kind of telling that he went for Night Slash and not Ice Punch. Just so much damage that does. Okay. Not a speed tie, at least not as far as these 2 turns are concerned. That does it. It's got 1 Pokemon left. Who else is it going to be but... Me getting yet another level and having to delay what I was about to say? A's. That gets rid of status changes on both sides of the field. I don't think I have any use for this on my team. It's not the job that Crobat fills on my team. Yes, he has his own Crobat. How about we end this in a duel of Crobats? His Crobat is level 46, Poison Flying type, Inner Focus for its ability, with the moves Cross Poison, Air Slash, Toxic, and Confuse Ray. Pretty similar to my own. I think I'm just gonna do Wing Attack while he does Air Slash. Air Slash is actually a pretty solid move. It has a good chance of flinching, and it's a pretty powerful special flying type move. Ooh, yeah, maybe a duel of the Crobats wasn't the best decision. I'm gonna try Confuse Ray. At least I have Inner Focus, so he can't flinch me, so maybe it wasn't the worst decision in the world. I could heal right now, but I'm kind of thinking of seeing if I can make it through this without needing to heal. If I can get lucky with this, yes. There's that Wing Attack, should knock him just below half, unless you felt like you were so inclined to crit this turn. No, you weren't, okay. Not like that's anything new for me. Anytime that it would actually help, it never does. Always get crits whenever you don't need them, which is why I'm gonna do it this turn, just watch. It would have actually helped! It would have actually helped! Okay, I'm just... Of course he's got a full restore that he didn't use before now for some ungodly reason. He's faster than me. He's gonna knock out my Crobat. It's no big deal. I can deal with it, no problem. Because... when the others can't win... Well, actually, I'm pretty low on health. Supernova? Might have backed myself into a corner here without healing, but I think I can still pull it off. Cross Poison. Yeah, I need to heal. I definitely do. Air Slash on Bodie's probably not going to hurt all that badly. I got enough HP, and I'm bulky enough. Let's use this turn to, let's use one healing item. I got a full restore that I picked up earlier. I think putting that on Vanity and letting this be its fight would be the right way to go. Going for Toxic. A little surprised by that because if I'm not mistaken, Toxic doesn't do more damage than regular poison until a few turns in. And with this thing having type effectiveness of me, I'm pretty certain that it's going to be able to knock me out before that poison really does much of any good for it. I'm still gonna do Wood Hammer, of course, just to see whatever little damage I can't get off on it because I flinched. Man, I can never get off anything that I say I'm going to do. There's that Cross Poison. Critical hit again. Okay. Kind of fitting that the Pokemon I'm having trouble against is Crobat, considering that it's a Pokemon I really like. You could activate my Marvel Scale once again. That might be kind of good. Maybe I should have kept that on. This is really bad. Come on, Vanity. Please. Please do this. Come on, Vanity. Come on. I think I've lost this. I really do. Dude! Vanity! Okay, I'll admit, not healing when I had Acrobat on the field was kind of stupid of me. Just for seeing if I couldn't do without healing items. But man, having a narrow win like that, I think was kind of worth it. Oh man. I'm shaking a little bit right now. Don't think that you can defeat or capture that Pokemon. This bizarre world is none other than that Pokemon itself. Capturing it or defeating it will make this world disappear. Very well. Do what you will. Rather than repairing the world, you're going to destroy it for me. Do it. You inherit my legacy. Don't believe his lies. It's not possible that a Pokemon can make the world disappear. The world awaited your birth, not only yours either. The Pokemon with you, the people close to you. All the Pokemon and people were born because they have a part in the world. I'm convinced of that. Giratina won't go out of existence. The Distortion world won't disappear. Our world won't disappear either. Let's go meet Giratina. Oops, I should do something about your hardworking Pokemon first. Thank you, Cynthia! Thank you! Now let's go meet Giratina. Giratina is enraged because the two worlds are endangered. It has merged the Distortion world and our world at the Spear Pillar. That's why both worlds are becoming distorted. But there's nothing to fear. You can defeat Giratina and show the tight bond you share with your Pokémon. Or you can demonstrate how much you want it to join you. If you succeed in doing either, Giratina will understand. The distortion of two worlds will stop.